This is the energy that I need people to be bringing. In Lincoln Heights, Ohio, which is like a 90% black community outside of Cincinnati, a group of white supremacists showed up and they got ran out of there real quick. Because the community showed up and was not afraid to defend itself.
I have a few friends who work in the federal government. It's nothing crazy, but they're basically telling me that what's going on is that we have a culture in the federal government where people can lose their jobs very quickly. For that matter, a lot of people do not want to speak up, and they are, for lack of a better term, ultimately feckless. Unless they're pushed to an absolute breaking point, then they will speak up and say something. Essentially, what's going on is that there is so many orders that are coming from the executive branch that are unprecedented that a great deal of people in the federal government don't really know how to respond to them. And the fact is that the president has made several orders that are unconstitutional, and it is taking a lot for a lot of these government officials and government workers to speak up about it because they're not used to doing that. There is very little precedence for a president acting this way, and that should scare you. But the main reason why I stitched this with a video about people acting the way they did in Lincoln Heights towards a neo-Nazi group is because I think that is what we need to be doing for the future. Multiple times, Donald Trump has validated, rationalized, and enabled hate groups, white supremacist groups, and neo-Nazi groups, which means that just like during his first term, we are going to see more of these people out in public. And unlike last time, where people didn't really say much or do much, I think this time we do need to make noise and we do need to make it very clear that this type of behavior is not befitting of the American people. If people are out there publicly saying that you do not have the right to exist freely, or that they have dominion or supremacy over you based off of the color of their skin or circumstances of their birth that were not deliberate choices, not earned decisions or earned accolades or achievements, then personally I believe we need to make sure that that behavior never gets normalized again. It's also quite clear that a great deal of people in Congress are fully aware of what Trump's done. They understand that he's a rapist. They understand that he attempted an insurrection and he denied the 2020 election results. They understand that he's corrupt, but they're too scared to speak up because they think that their constituents will not vote for them in the next election, as what happened to Liz Cheney, as what happened to Adam Kinzinger. And so I think that we need to make it very clear to them by making as much noise as possible that we are not okay with this, no matter who votes for what. Even if you're Republican, even if you're Democrat, corruption is not okay, regardless of who it comes from. And if there are multiple cases where a president is not acting within the realm of their power and is attempting to usurp the Constitution, that opens the door to dictatorship. And we do not want a dictatorship in the United States. My main message to you is to take up space, make noise, and to make statements. I believe we need to contact our representatives and we need to do everything that we can to make sure that this type of rhetoric, this neo-Nazi rhetoric, does not become mainstream. Because it never should be. It is highly destructive, it is highly ignorant, and it's not something to be tolerated at all.